We're here with Vasant Dhar, Professor of Information Systems at the Stern School and a scholar on machine learning. Professor Dhar, you and I have had this conversation. Could Google make more money getting out of the search business or just starting a hedge fund? If there's an information advantage to investing and Google potentially has more insight and more information than any organization in the world, shouldn't they be in the business of being a hedge fund?
Well, actually, there were two parts to your question. I certainly would not suggest that Google get out of the advertising business and go into investing.
Pretty good business.
Very
right?
good business.
Yeah.
Lots of growth ahead of them there.
Yep.
So I think that's a great space to be in.
Yep.
That's a really interesting question as to whether they could actually get into the space. Mm-hmm. In theory, yes. Right. In theory, they certainly have the resources. They certainly have access to the data, the talent, the infrastructure to be able to do it. They're just missing the culture to be able to.
What is that culture? Say more.
Well, it really involves being able to analyze markets from the standpoint of investors, from the standpoint of risks they want to take. There's a lot of learning that happens in the financial space where there's very little substitute for actually time. Right? Mm-hmm. There's a certain kind of learning that happens over time. So if they decided to strategically pivot into that space, I have no reason to doubt that they would be successful, but it would still take time. They could probably compress that time scale relative to the traditional actors in the area, but they would need to acquire the same sort of culture, the same kind of thinking from the investor standpoint, just a better understanding of risks and rewards to be able to take this on. But in theory, sure. But it might actually take longer than they think and might actually distract themselves from other areas where they have, perhaps a better competitive advantage.
So Google the hedge fund, we'll see. Thanks, Professor.
You're welcome.